Okay, so I'm going to go a bit deep tonight. I was just reflecting, having a think, and during this COVID recession and the pandemic, I've been thinking about friends, previous friends that I see every now and then, and people that I can see that are struggling because of drug addictions and mental health. Addiction is a disease, and it's a disease that we're not aware of. People get the wrong perception of addiction because all they hear is the bad things. All they all they hear is all the negative news and what family members have told them and people around the community or wherever they come from have told them. So you don't really know addiction until you've been through it. And I'm not having a dig at anyone. I'm not going against anything or any powers that be. But I'm just saying, when you see a drug addict in the street and he's asking you for a little bit of money or some food, genuinely that guy has struggled and nobody knows his story. But because everyone has a common thinking pattern, a common way of looking at things, that person is judged because of the way people want to perceive and their ideas and how they think. But you don't know addiction until it's inside you. So the saying, what goes up must come down, that is real. So what I mean by what goes up must come down is, if you take a lot of cocaine and a lot of ecstasy tablets, there's only one place it's going to take you, and that's taking you up, and you're having a bloody good time. You'll get so far. And then at some point, it all goes round a twist and it all gets jumbled up. But unfortunately, the harsh realities to it is, the only thing that's ever going to bring you down is a hit, a fix, heroin. And people are scared to admit this because they've never felt it themselves. They think, oh, get over it. You'll learn to live with it. It's not as easy as that. Think about a caffeine addiction. Think about a cigarette addiction. And if you've got any other addictions, then you can relate that to what it is. But think about a cigarette addiction. You're craving for a fag. Tell someone who's smoked for so and so many years to quit straight away. And see how hard it is. And you wonder why these people buy all these self-help DVDs and these programs. Because it's bloody hard. And, if someone is struggling and they're going through addictions and they're on certain drugs that you might not like to take yourself, think about what I'm saying. Just say, look, this person might have had a hard time, might have had a good time, and is not aware of the consequences. The situation happens. What goes up must come down. And it needs to come down. And from, experiences of people talking to me and myself from back in the day, being addicted to ecstasy tablets and cocaine is far worse than cigarettes and caffeine. Because you get an automatic mental illness. Your body, it's like an inside spirit trying to drag you out and find it. And you have no control of this. This is the demon. This is what we say, fighting your demons. The demon is in you. And it is shit scary. Because everywhere you go, you think that you need a fix. You need some more cocaine, some more ecstasy to take away the bad thoughts, the out of control thinking. And this is real. It's deep. I'm sorry if it's a bit too deep for some thinking and some people who might not be aware of what it is and like to know a bit about mental health and addictions and they're interested. I'm sorry if it's touching straight to the core of the problem. But the fact is that you have no control of your body crying out for that fix. And the only way to solve your mental problems and your thinking patterns is another fix. Another ecstasy tablet, another bit of cocaine or whatever it is you're taking. And that is your only way to function. Without that, you are vulnerable, weak, and in the lowest and lowest of all situations you could ever feel. And on top of that, you've got all your friends that want to still have a good time. You don't want to go there, but you need to go there because it's your only way to function. And when you break away from the party, you have enemies. Nobody wants to know you. And if you carry on having a good time, there's a chance you might drop down dead at some point. There's a chance you might be the last one at the party. That sad person that everyone looks at and judges just the same. But you're still the last one at the party. And no one wants to be around you because they've heard all your jokes. They've heard all your stories. And they're still judging you. And it comes again. What goes up must come down. The only reason a drug addict is going for a fix is because he thinks it's his way to solving his problem. So when you see someone and they've had a hard time for whatever reason and they are in a bad situation, please don't judge anyone. And if you can help this person, point them in the right directions. I'm not saying give them everything you've got. I'm not saying do everything for them. Don't give them a hard time because that's a bad situation. And it's okay acting big and clever, thinking it'll never happen to you and that you're smart and you won't put yourself in that situation. But the fact is, a lot of drug addicts and mentally ill people are smart people. It's a different way of thinking. So don't judge anyone because of their past and their addictions. Try and point them in the right direction. Because if we can help people like this, we can help the kids that are growing up through adolescence. And we can help make better places for people to live around and live in. And at the same time, don't ever think that you're going to control substance, criminal activity, because it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So don't even think of that. The only thing you can do is educate your kids so they've got better choices to make, more options, more things to think about when they go to the party where all the ecstasy is, when they go to the squats, or when they go to the warehouse parties, wherever it be, wherever they go to their friends and they start smoking weed and experimenting. And a good thing for a parent is, although your kid may try things, a lot of kids will try things. And if your kid can open up to you and you can react in a good way without overreacting, that creates more danger for your child. And that child can come back to you and speak to you about situations. Then that's more healthy than trying to, control everything. And, at the same time, you don't want your kid to be in that situation. But at the same time, your kid might experiment with things. So you need to help him respond and be aware of things. But like I said, don't try and control the criminal activity and the drug use because it will never happen. Just let your children speak to you, talk to them, balance views, and be aware of things. Even if you have to read up on stuff or find stuff out, read the right stuff from people that have got the right information. So look it up, research it, Google, whatever, and just help your kids and help people that deserve your help have better options. And that's what it's all about. And at the same time, like I said, if you see an addict, don't automatically think that you know all the situation, because You don't know what's gone before that person. You don't know what they've been through and what hell they've had to face. And I guarantee you, they're still in that hell right now. So don't kick people while they're down. I'm not saying you can trust everyone, do everything for people, but at the same time, you can show a bit of empathy, a bit of, unconditional positive regard, being non-judgmental, and accept that some people really do have a shit life and some people are in a worse situation than you. Be grateful for what you got. Pick people up when they're down. Help people find the answers and give them more choices to make better choices for the right situations. And don't judge a drug addict or someone who's mentally ill because of their symptoms or because of what you see in front of you. Get to know that person before you start telling people what their label is. And that's all I got to say about that, mate.